Today we're checking out another projector, this time by Rhone. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel. It's currently $639, but it has a $100 off coupon, so I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. It's got 3840 by 2160 resolution at 60 frames per second. They're also saying you'll get about 40,000 hours for the light source life, 1500 to 1 contrast ratio. Also has HDR10 plus, 600 ANZ lumens. It's got Android TV software, so you won't need an extra streaming stick or box to connect to this one. It's going to work best on a screen up to 200 inches. It's got a speaker on each side with 3D soundscape. Besides having autofocus and auto keystone correction, it's got intelligent obstacle avoidance as well. It's got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0. Inside the box, you've got your user guide. HDMI cable is included. And as you can see here, it's a pretty large brick on the power cable. You've got most of the stuff you would need on the remote control, like source, Bluetooth settings, OK and directional buttons, back, home, menu, autofocus, volume controls, and mute button as well. Got a nice silicone lens cover. As you can see, it's got pretty good size to it. You've also got your remote control sensor there on the front. Pretty nice design overall on the front. Has that speaker-like fabric material. Pretty simple design on the top. You've just got the power button. You've got your ventilation and speakers on each side. All of your connections are here on the back where you plug in the power, 2 USB ports, 2 HDMI ports, a headphone jack, USB-C, remote control sensor. You've even got a spot for an Ethernet cable, which is really nice as well. 4 rubber feet there on the bottom, and then a filter there in the center. You also have an angle adjuster right here towards the front as well, with a little switch that releases it. Once you get this hooked up, you may need to set up the remote control. I just put the batteries in and it was ready to go. If you're used to Android TV, this one's gonna feel somewhat familiar, maybe a slightly different layout, but you'll have most of the popular streaming apps on here. You can also search manually or with your voice. There's a lot of different apps to watch or listen to, and you can adjust things in the settings like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, projection, and then system update. You've got other settings and about. There's not quite as many things to adjust as I thought there would be, but you do have the option of manual or auto focus and keystone correction. It also has a brightness setting, but it's already on 10, so I'm not sure if I would need to make it darker. But the best part about this projector, and probably the most important, is the picture quality. If you've been using mostly 1080p projectors and then you switch to this one, it's going to be obvious right away that this is true 4K resolution. Feels like the next step up as far as picture quality goes. The colors are fairly accurate with mostly natural tones. Everything is in focus across the entire screen, and it almost feels like you're watching a large TV as long as you turn all the lights off, because with all lights turned on, it's just not going to look quite as good. So of course this could be a good option for presentations. Text on here is nice and sharp. Everything looks really nice. And then not only is this probably the best looking projector I've tested so far, the gaming performance on here is really nice. Not much lag on mobile games. Using an Xbox controller from my iPad, and same thing with retro games. They play nice and smooth on here as expected, but the biggest surprise for me, this is easily the best I've seen Rocket League look on a projector, and it plays nice and smooth too. Hardly any delay or lag in my testing, and you almost forget that you're using a projector at times. It does make some fan noise, but not bad overall for the size. The built-in audio is also pretty nice and loud. It's got decent bass and is going to be plenty loud enough for larger rooms. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. So yeah, this is definitely the best projector I've tested on the channel, but the one I have does have a small problem. Sort of a weird thing. While streaming Netflix or other streaming apps, the preview sound for shows and movies are fine, but once you start playing, there's no audio, and I couldn't quite figure out what the issue was. YouTube videos seem to play fine with no audio issues. It was mainly just with Netflix and Disney Plus that I was testing, so that's something you definitely want to test out if you get this same model. But yeah, if you're wanting a true 4K projector that's actually close to the same price as some 1080p projectors, I think this one's going to surprise a lot of people on just how good the picture quality is. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.